third semester syllabus MZO007, Principle of Ecology. Okay, so Unit 1 is Introduction to Ecology. What is ecology? So every ecosystem is divided into many parts. Okay, ecosystem is divided into many parts. There is two type of ecosystem. There is aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. Okay, what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is a community where living thing, that is plant, animal, microbe and non-living thing, water, soil and air, interact as a functional unit, so they are linked by each other, and energy flow and nutrient cycle are linked by them. Okay, so when we are talking about ecosystem, there is two part of ecosystem. There is biotic component and abiotic component. Okay, we know biotic component, that is plant, animal, decomposer, that is fungi, bacteria. Abiotic component is water, sunlight, temperature, water, mineral. Okay, so how they are work together, they are interacting with each other and energy flow and nutrient cycle occurs. Okay, so example of the ecosystem is natural ecosystem or aquatic ecosystem. We know natural ecosystem, forest, desert. Artificial ecosystem is park, garden, aquarium. Okay, so ecosystem is combined with two component, biotic and abiotic. Okay, when we go to level of explanation, we the smallest unit is species, then population, then community, then ecosystem. Okay, then biome. Biome is the largest unit. Okay, what is species? Is a fundamental unit defined as a group of organisms that interbreed to produce fertilizer offspring. Okay, so when we talking about the species, they are group of organisms. They are interbreed with each other. Okay, and population is the largest unit than species. Okay, what is population? All individual of same species living a specific area at a particular time. Okay, then community. Community is the largest unit than population. What is community? All the different population means species of organisms living and interacting same area. Okay, they are called community. Then we are going to ecosystem. Ecosystem is combination of biotic and abiotic component. Okay, when we combine many ecosystem, biome is created. Okay, we know earth is a biome, example of biome. Okay, so each biome can be subdivided into smaller unit or the ecosystem. They are fundamental unit of biosphere. They provide optimum framework for understanding and examining the complex interaction of living world with mates and species, and the physical environment for its earlier to understand and interrupt these relations in a smaller component of biosphere. Okay, biosphere is the largest unit. It is composed of many ecosystem. Okay, so in this unit we are going to study about ecosystem only. Okay, so basics of ecosystem. Ecosystem first described by Sir Arthros Translate in 1935. Okay, so the concept of the ecosystem is first described by a scientist known as Arthros Translate in 1935. Okay, so eco means habitat, system means interconnected component. Okay, so he first coined the term is ecosystem. Okay, which is composed of living and non-living things. Okay, so there are many example of ecosystem. There is aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem is forest, ocean, and stream. Terrestrial ecosystem is pond, desert, grassland is a terrestrial ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem is pond, ocean, and stream. So these are example of some ecosystem. Okay, we know that ecosystem is broadly split into two parts. Okay, terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial is land, forest is desert, aquatic ecosystem is water, ocean, like. Okay, so these are main two component of our ecosystem. Next we go to next topic. Okay, nature of ecosystem. Ecosystem are conceptual model that can be applied in at a virtual any scale ranging from small container of water to entire planet. Okay, ecosystem, this is flexible, allow for study of system that varies enormously in both size and complexity. So ecosystem can be divided. Okay, many part. Okay, so it has boundary. Okay, when we talking about lake, river, pond. Okay, it has some boundary. Okay, when we talking about ocean, it have no boundary. Okay, some ecosystem have boundary and some ecosystem have no boundary. Okay. So ecosystems is categorized into applied into virtual scale, small container to entire planet. Okay. Next we go to next topic, input and output unit of an ecosystem. Okay. There are many input and output unit of our ecosystem. Okay. For an example, there is energy. Okay, solar radiation. Okay, primary input unit drives photosynthesis, chemical energy for food also vital. Okay, matter also ground nutrient cycle. Okay, some output unit, that is respiration. Okay, so some gas are input unit, some gas are output unit. Okay, in many cases, input unit and output unit are seen in the ecosystem. We know that every ecosystem is not exist alone. Okay, they are interconnected with each other. Okay, so no ecosystem truly exists alone, they are interrogate or influence each other. Okay, so when we talking about ecosystem, living component and non-living component are interconnected with each other. Okay, living things and non-living component, they are interconnected with each other. In an ecosystem, some external substances entering to the ecosystem, that is sunlight, rain, organic matter from the forest into stream. Okay, so they are called input unit. Okay, when some substances living of an ecosystem, they are called output unit. Example is gases. Fish move from to land. Okay, erode soil. So they are also output unit. Okay, when any substance enter into the ecosystem, they are called input unit. Okay. When some substance is living to the ecosystem, they are called output unit of ecosystem. Okay. So there are two components of ecosystem: input and output. Okay. Input system is on some substance enter into the ecosystem. Output unit is some substances released to the ecosystem. Okay. When plant is making their food with photosynthesis. Okay, CO2 gas enter into the leaves, so this gas is input unit. Okay, when leaf release O2. Okay, so O2 is output unit of ecosystem. So input and output. Okay, when CO2 and water are taken by producer. Okay, oxygen released by product, okay, other organism. So CO2 is the input unit and O2 is the output unit. In this picture, we can describe about input unit and output unit. Okay, this is the ecosystem. There is producer, consumer, and decomposer present in the ecosystem. Okay, sunlight, the solar radiation is enter into the ecosystem. Plant utilizes this solar radiation. Okay, consumer feeds the plant, and decomposer decomposes the consumer. Okay, so plant also disposal also input unit. Animal migration input unit in the ecosystem. Soil erosion or dispersion is the input unit. Okay. When some substances leaving to the ecosystem, they are called output unit. Okay. Long wave radiation is the output unit. Heat output unit. Okay. Dispersal output unit. Migration one ecosystem to other ecosystem animal is called output unit. Okay. Erosion, soil leaching output unit. So these are input and output of an ecosystem. It is not unit. Okay, we called input and output of a ecosystem. Component of an ecosystem, we know that there are two component of ecosystem, that is biotic component and abiotic component. Abiotic component are the non-living and physical chemical element of an ecosystem. Okay, example of the abiotic component is sunlight, temperature, water, air, soil, mineral, humidity. Okay, humidity, pH. So these are abiotic component. Okay, biotic and abiotic component are interacting with each other in an ecosystem. Okay, biotic component are the living part of an ecosystem. Okay, so these are example of the biotic component is plant, animal, fungi. Okay, plant is also called producer, autotrophs. Okay, so they are utilize sunlight and produce their food. Okay, consumer is divided into three parts. Okay, primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. Decomposer is the saprophyte, that is bacteria and fungi. So these are example of the biotic component of an ecosystem.